Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, as it is here right now. Good moment to you wherever and whenever you are on this sweet, wild, sacred earth. I'm Julie Ling, and from the wild sweetness of my very own heart, this is the voice of a wonder. I invite you to just let yourself settle in. Just settling into your body, noticing how you're being breathed. Letting yourself settle as if this place of being is the most comfortable one you've ever been in. Your body, your home on this earth. And tonight, I want to talk about the tyranny of shoulds, how much pressure we put on ourselves. And I don't know about you, but I know that for most of my life, I felt like if I give my word, I have to honor it. I have to. Even if things change and it doesn't feel like it's going to work out for me, even if I don't want to anymore, even whatever, that if I don't keep it to the letter, I'm not in integrity and I'm not a good and deserving person anymore. And when I began this series of meditations, inspirations, whatever you want to call them, not quite 2 months ago, April, May, June, no, not quite 3 months ago, I said that I would do this every day until the 5th of, indefinitely, and then I said till the 5th of November. And it became harder and harder to do because I felt more and more internal pressure that I should. I said I would, and so I have to. And of course, because I was pushing myself, I created more and more and more resistance. And the night before last, I really hadn't slept well at all. I felt very heavy all day. And it didn't feel right to come and do a meditation. I was going to do it that evening, late last night, when I was so tired and it felt like there was nothing in me to do one with. And part of me felt ashamed, felt like I'd broken my word, and so I should just give up. It was all over. And I also knew that I couldn't find any juice in it. I couldn't think of anything to say. The dogs in the house where I live had been barking all evening, and by the time it was time that I could come in and they were quiet, I was done. All I wanted was to sleep. And so I let myself sleep and rest. And since then, I've been doing this push me, pull you between I'm human. I get to be human. When I made the commitment, I didn't realize that a 15 to 25-minute meditation would require the preparation that it does, the time to download, the time to write the description, the time to come up with a title that fit, the time to wait for everything to process, add the tags, add an end screen, do all the things, even on the days when I think, oh yeah, it's just 15 minutes, I'll just sit down and do the 15 minutes. It's an hour. And I'm not complaining. I have loved this process, and it's made a difference for me, and it's made a difference for the people who've told me that they watch. And I didn't know when I made it everything it would entail. And I didn't realize how much that pressure I was constantly putting on myself, how much resistance that would create, how hard that would be. And there was that part of me. And then there was the other part that just said, you're human. You get to be human. It doesn't feel alive in you right now. Can you honor that? Can you just honor that and let yourself off the hook? And that's what I did. And I've pushed me, pull you between the two. Mostly I felt okay with it, this sort of emptiness and flatness. And I want to invite you to notice, where have you tyrannized yourself with shoulds? Nobody was looking at 8:35 when I'd said I was going to post them. There was nobody waiting. I was getting very few views in a day. And I realized that I was torturing myself. And I didn't need to do that. I didn't have to do that. Where are you torturing yourself with something that perhaps needs to be renegotiated? I have found that when something doesn't feel right to me and I check it out with the other person and begin with, I'm willing to honor this commitment, and it's not feeling juicy to me. I've got other things going on, or my energy isn't aligned, or, whatever. It's just not feeling good. Would you be willing to reschedule? Almost all the time, probably 97% of the time, people say, oh, yeah, that would be great. This isn't feeling good for me either. That would work so much better. Where could you risk asking? Where could you risk putting yourself first? That it's a fine thing to honor one's word. And there are places where renegotiating it is in more integrity with yourself and your needs. It's in more in integrity by being honest and authentic and offering the other person a chance to renegotiate, which might serve them better. And you never know unless you try. Just notice one place in your life where maybe you've been cracking the whip too hard and for no good reason, where you could let yourself off the hook, and you could maybe even say, I messed up. I thought I could do this, and I don't think I can. What else can we do? I'm coming to you now. How can we renegotiate this? How can we rework this? And I remind you that mistakes are how we learn. And Miles Davis once said, don't worry about mistakes. There are none. Where can you let yourself off the hook? Where can you meet yourself with grace? Where can you find peace inside of you with something that you haven't felt peaceful about? Just notice what that might be for you right now. And as you notice whether or not you soften thinking about it. Oh, what if I let myself off the hook? What if I said, yeah, I screwed up. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Even if it's just to yourself. What if you look at where you're the only one being hard on you? Nobody else is expecting perfection, expecting superhuman, Superman, Superwoman. Just you. Nobody is asking you to be more than human but you. How can you show up human like you really are and give the rest of us permission to be human too? Oh, thank you for telling me that wasn't working for you. It wasn't working for me either, but I didn't want to be the bad guy and say no. Thank you for giving me the chance to say what I need to. It's an invitation. It's an opportunity. And if it's a commitment and you offer it up and they say, no, I really need to do this time, this day, whatever, then you've asked and it's clear and you can make the choice from that point. And it's such a gift when we do that. And I sort of watched myself throughout the day today. And my first thought was, well, I'll get up in the morning and I'll do 2 videos then. And, I'll post one for yesterday and one for today. Well, it didn't happen. I was really tired and sleepy and didn't even want to get up at all. Couldn't seem to get myself in gear. I had coffee with a friend. I did a few other things. I went for a walk in the evening. I danced. And when I came in tonight, it felt so good to come because I wanted to, because I love doing this, because it matters. And it doesn't matter whether one person watches this video or 1,000 watch it. If it changes one life and that pebble drops, it ripples out everywhere. And it changes me. I've had a couple of mentors talk about how committing is important, but recommitting is even more important. And it's so easy to say, oh, I slipped, I missed a day. Okay, never mind. I guess I wasn't meant to do it. I guess it doesn't matter. I guess I don't matter. Pardon my French, but bullshit. It's when you make a mistake or you slip or you forget or you don't do it for a day that when you come back, it's that much more powerful. Recommitting is so powerful. So you fell down. Can you get up? So you fell down again. Can you get up? Can you do the thing that matters most to you? Can you come back to it after a rest that you needed, refreshed, re-energized, out of choice, not out of a duty and obligation to something you said when you didn't know quite what it meant? What if? What if you could make mistakes and learn from them? What if you could renegotiate and it's a gift not only to you, but to the other person? What if you could recommit to the thing fresh and do it because you choose? Not because you said you would, but because you choose, because you want to, because it matters, because it's on your heart, or because it's for someone you love. And when I first started this, I felt like I was talking into space, into a void, and there was nobody on the other side of this camera. And somewhere a month or so in, it changed. And I can feel you. I can feel the people who watch this later. And I feel so tender towards you. I want these things for you. I want you to claim them for yourself, to accept them for yourself, to receive what you've already got, and notice how that eases the grasping, to cut yourself some slack and treat your own humanity with grace, because it makes it so much easier to treat everyone else's with grace, and for others to treat you with grace when you stop pretending you have to be perfect or that you are perfect, when you show up as your human self. It's such a gift to all of us. Just sit with that for a minute. How might it feel to let yourself be human, to let yourself renegotiate, to let yourself own a mistake and recommit? Let yourself have a rest and begin again, resourced. What would your life look like if you did? What would your relationships look like if you did? How would you feel? if you did, gave yourself grace, met others with grace, let go of having to always be perfect, never make mistakes. What if you let yourself be you? What if that's more than enough? That's my wish for you today. I'm Julie Ling, inviting you to let your humanity, yourself, your enoughness sing. Have a beautiful and a blessed day. I realized when I said this last, I'd say, I'll be back tomorrow. I hope you'll join me. I wasn't back today. Well, I wasn't back yesterday. And I'm still back. And there are over 100 videos on this channel in this series that you could watch anytime. I hope you will.